Over in the pages of recent DC Comics, the publisher's Birds of Prey series has gotten off to an incredibly subversive start. Readers got to see the character of Dinah in the opening issue recruit a brand new team of birds in order to save her adopted sister Sin over on the island of Themyscira. My name is Arako Braddock, and today let's go ahead and see if the brand new Birds of Prey team are able to accomplish their first mission. But before we get deeper into the video, I want to encourage you to consider subscribing to the channel and hitting the like button over on our video. The first mission for the new team, Destination Themyscira. The covert first mission of the reformed Birds of Prey has established their beachhead in Themyscira. What could be so important to Black Canary that they'd risk the wrath of the greatest warriors on Earth? Birds of Prey issue 3 is written over from Kelly Thompson, featuring art from Leonardo Romero. We have colors from Jordie Bellaire, letters from VC's Clayton Cowles, and the cover for this series is coming in over from Romero and Bellaire. Really think there's an interesting color palette, really juxtaposing these red and orange hues over on the cover. Plus, I love how we have Wonder Woman's lasso over on the cover and all these harrowing Birds of Prey characters getting ready to face off against her. And I want to extend a fast thank you to Adventures in Poor Taste and preview some of our opening pages of the issue, really showcasing both Kelly Thompson and Leonardo Romero, establishing the threat of the Amazons over on Themyscira. I absolutely love this last panel with this really ominous character tilting her head back saying, "This vessel is unworthy." Plus, there's some fascinating panel bleeds and an interesting choice of green, blue, and purple SQs coming in over from Jordie Bellaire's color palette. Our team of heroes is really trying to keep their cover over on this mission. So instead of utilizing one of Big Barta's boom tubes, instead they opted to ride into the mouth of a Megalodon in order to get on Themyscira. Really appreciate some of the ways that Leonardo Romero is able to depict the various underwater gear for the Birds of Prey characters. I think there's really strong facial interactions too as they begin to discuss some of their plans here. In this next sequence, we finally get to see Big Barta speculate upon whether she's going to be able to battle Wonder Woman over in a physical threat here. This is also one of the reasons why the various characters on the Birds of Prey are trying to keep a low profile as they head into Themyscira, because they're not sure if they're going to be able to size up against Wonder Woman over in a fight. Over on this next page, we get to see our birds over in the mouth of a Megalodon. Once again here, getting to see Leonardo Romero depict all of this gear as these characters are submerged in water, I think is really fascinating. Plus, I love all of Jordie Bellaire's colors in blue hues, hinting at the fact that our characters are also covered in water over on the page. On this final sequence, I think Leonardo Romero just does an excellent job showing the reaction to Harley Quinn to Dinah. The plan over with the Megalodon was actually Harley's idea, so watching Dinah give Harley some of those accolades over on the page is really breathtaking. Also think Romero did just such a phenomenal job depicting the facial expression over for Harley on this final panel that we have on the page. Now that our characters have reached Themyscira, they enter all these really fascinating battle scenarios with the various Amazon characters. And while we don't have any remaining preview pages, there's some really bold and adventurous panel bleeds coming in from Leonardo Romero. Plus, I love the way that the character of Zealot introduces some new intrigue over to the comic book with a worm and some of her non-violent intentions with the rest of the Amazon characters. I really feel like Zealot is a bit of a wild card over in this series, and I think this issue did such a great job capitalizing on the subversive element of violence that she brings. I also want to extend just a couple more accolades toward Leonardo Romero's art. I think there's some brilliant uses of negative space and really gorgeous panel bleeds across the third issue over in Birds of Prey. There's also a really striking sequence over with Big Barta that evokes such great and complicated page design as she's battling some of these Amazon characters. And the individual, the monster of Megara that comes out towards the second half of the issue was incredibly arresting. One of the elements that makes this Birds of Prey series so incredibly interesting to read is how there's a really big plot dynamic and mission focused premise driving the comic book. I love the fact that this individual issue finally makes good on some of the premise inherent in the book and actually drives the Birds of Prey issue forward. We get a really big character reveal in this particular issue that definitely paints a new direction for the Birds of Prey series going forward. The only real misstep that I can lend or criticism towards this Birds of Prey chapter are the final couple pages. I feel like there's a really dark and melodramatic element over to this section that actually features an appearance from Green Arrow, which was a little bit disappointing. I really would have loved if DC would have pared down some of the conflict between these various characters in order to evoke a stronger sense of narrative over on the page. I'm really hoping that in future issues of Birds of Prey, that as these characters learn about their true intentions, some of the conflict and melodrama of the series will start to evaporate and we'll get to see some normal, really character-based interactions in the very near future. So at the end of the day, I thought this issue of Birds of Prey was just a phenomenal next chapter, really pushing this series forward as a whole here. Getting to see our characters finally head over to Themyscira in order to try and save Sin was an absolute blast. Really appreciated this interesting and subversive plan that Harley Quinn was able to cook up over in some of the preview pages for the series, and watching our team of heroes with characters like Big Barta facing off against the Amazons really showed just how interesting this Birds of Prey title can be. I also love how this book is picking up on some of the plot threads over from the main Wonder Woman series as well. I want to know from you, did you enjoy this chapter of Birds of Prey as much as I did? What do you think about some of Leonardo's amazing line, Jordie Bellaire's beautiful colors, and Kelly Thompson's understated script? Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you so much for coming to check out our video review on Birds of Prey issue 3, and we'll be back to see where this team is headed in the near future. Thanks so much, and I'll see you soon.